If you are a toddler, you have diaper problems. If you become an adolescent, you have hormonal problems. If you become middle age is a crisis. If you become old, it's horrible. Tell me which part of your life is good.
Still, I'm very insecure in so many ways, but I wish I could give that gift to all my fans. You have the freedom to pull the superstar out of yourself that you were born to be. We are all born superstars.
Am I still me? Take it all from me, man. You can't take my courage. You can't take my courage. You can't take my certainty. You can't take my confidence. You can't take my experience. Take whatever else you want.
And so in order for you to make your dreams and goals become a reality, you gotta be a great decision maker. Does that make sense?
I think a lot of people they see you run and they say, oh, it looks so easy, it really looks effortless. But before it gets to that point, it's hard. It's like hard work. Day in, day out, sacrifice, day in, day out, just dying. This time when you run and you just want to stop, you just want to give up, like, the hell with this, I just want to go home. The day when you get up and you know what, you have a training today, you know it's going to be intense, and you're like, oh God, I don't want to go today, but you got to go. And it's so hard, and a lot of people don't know.
Listen, the work is behind the scenes. Competition is the easy part. Behind the scenes is where the work is done. And everything is done to get to that one race that you need to run.
I got my courage, man. You want to know what it takes to build a business? That's what it takes. Courage. You want to know what it takes to have money? Courage.
Don't make everything into a problem. These are different stages of life. You can either ride that and enjoy it or be crushed by the same thing. This is the process of life. Physical life is a natural cycle. So when something is rolling, you can either ride it and enjoy it, or you can be crushed by it.
But most people can't sustain that level of discipline to manifest the things that they want in their life.
I'm a production of me. I sat around and thought about it, and then became Kanye West.
The time is now. The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great.
If you didn't withdraw in fear from everything that life threw at you, who could you become?
What do you think most people get wrong about motivation?
They think it's a permanent fix. They think it's something that is a constant. They think that maybe once I get it, I'm gonna hold on to it. And that's the thing about that I was telling you, that I always talk about, is nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation.
You need to get some freaking courage, man. You don't need to get a good attitude. I need to want to win the game every day. Over and over, win the game.
So here's what I want you to do for me. I want you to ask yourself every single day, are the decisions I'm making good? Because if you're a good decision maker, it means you are guaranteed to make your dreams become a reality.
When you have a dream, the one thing you have to watch out for are those out there that'll try to crush your dream. And you cannot allow that to happen. That is your biggest challenge. So I challenge you to have your dream, go after it with all you have, and be legendary in your own right.
Whatever you do, you've got to be a little bit gone to it. You're not all there. You've got to be almost insane to your craft. Not a lot of people can understand that. That's why I don't know about nothing else. I do not pay attention to nothing else. There was games of football on yesterday, there was rugby, there was this, there was that. And like normal society is like, let's talk about this and let's engage in this. And I can't do it. I just don't, people are talking to me and in my head I'm counting something. I'm counting up a number, or I'm knee deep in a sequence on the mat or on the feet. That's my life, sequences and numbers, nothing else. I cannot pay attention to nothing else.
I'm saying it's a decision, and certain outcomes come with decisions.
You're gonna make mistakes, folks. You're gonna make mistakes, okay? You're gonna make mistakes. The question is, do you wanna make a mistake growing or staying small? Do you wanna make the mistake of being too careful, or taking risks? Do you want to go for something bigger or something smaller?
But I'm telling you, with every decision comes a result. With every decision, there comes an outcome.
Yeah, and I also feel that things that I repetitively think about or say, I'm able to manifest. Like, you know, this house, for example, I manifested this.
Are you the best footballer in the world right now? I think so, yes. In my mind, I'm always the best. I don't care what the people are thinking, what they say. In my mind, not just this year, but always, I'm always the best. I'm always going to say that because I think we have to thinking we are the best in our area. So in my area, I think I'm the best.
It's not about what happens to us, because things are going to happen. How are you going to separate yourself from everybody else? And I always thought anytime it got really incredibly hard, I would think about all the people quitting right now and how they're going to feel in a few years, hopefully if we're alive, that they're just going to say, man, what if I hadn't have given up? What if I would have kept going? Don't say what if. Please, 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 please don't have the what ifs down the road. You keep going now, and I'm telling you, you'll be in a better place than you would be if you quit.
So number one, we're going to become what kind of decision makers? Good decision makers. And then hopefully we're going to get to a time in our lives where we become what kind of decision makers? Great decision makers. And then one day I'm hoping that we elite. If you're ready to quit, don't get started.
You're already in pain. Get a reward for it. Like you're already in pain. So at the end of the day, everything is already messed up. So why would you go through all that pain and not get something for it?
You know, there were Saturdays or Fridays where, you know, I'd give up going to a dance or hanging out with my friends because I had work out the next day. But those things that I gave up, you know, were things that I wanted to help me get to my goal. And there were times where I've been put in uncomfortable situations, but I've used my mental power, my mental strength to push through it. I think that's how you can look at any of the athletes in the world. You know, some of the best athletes or the greatest athletes in the world do things when they're uncomfortable. You know, everybody can compete when they're feeling good, happy, excited, rested, but it's the best people who can overcome when they're tired, sore, not in the great mind, not in the best mindset. But I think mental power that the greatest athletes have can push all the pain aside. You know, and I mean, like when I was doing that Navy SEALs thing, was it easy for me to do it? No. Was it easy for me to climb over a 45-foot wall and look down? Not at all, and I'm afraid of heights. But, you know, I said to myself, I'm going to do this and no one's going to stop me. And I think that's the biggest thing, is how strong you can be mentally. I think that really shows who the person is. So I think that's one thing that separates the good from the greatest.
It is beautiful because whatever you have that you may be facing, what you may be dealing with, life is still good. Life has so many moving parts, but life is always good. Every day is a new day and another opportunity that others may not have.